Subtle signs she's cheating and pulling away from you. There are certain behavioral changes a woman may exhibit when she starts seeing another man, and if you're paying close attention, you might notice them. She becomes increasingly attached to her phone, constantly texting or checking notifications, and seems uneasy leaving it unattended when you're around. If she once casually left her phone lying around, but now clings to it as if it holds a secret life, that could be a red flag. She might even start using a password or changing the one she already had, making sure you have no access. Out of nowhere, she starts dressing more attractively, taking extra time to enhance her appearance, especially when heading out. She puts more thought into her outfits, wears sexier or more form-fitting clothes, and experiments with makeup styles she never cared for before. Even the way she does her hair might change, suddenly adopting a new style that you never saw her try before. Her style shifts to something more alluring, as if she's trying to capture someone's attention. When you compliment her, she might seem indifferent, almost as if your opinion no longer matters to her. Psychology suggests that a woman involved with another man might carry an unfamiliar glow or a forced smile, possibly masking guilt. She might seem happier but not in a way that involves you. Her mood shifts for no clear reason, and she seems emotionally disconnected. She suddenly becomes overly curious about your schedule, not out of affection, but to ensure she won't get caught. She asks where you'll be, what time you're leaving, and when you're coming back, not because she's concerned, but because she needs to plan her own movements carefully. If you observe her closely when you're talking, she may avoid making direct eye contact, appearing distracted or lost in thought, as though her mind is elsewhere. She may develop sudden anger issues, reacting aggressively when you ask where she has been. If confronted, she might flip the script, accusing you of being controlling, insecure, or lacking trust in her. She might say things like, "Why are you acting like this?" or "You're being paranoid," to shift the attention away from herself. If her makeup appears smudged when she comes home, it could be a sign that she was with someone else. Fresh makeup and perfume after a long workday might not be for her own refreshment, but rather to cover up traces of an encounter before coming home. If she wasn't one to wear perfume often but now seems to wear it excessively, especially after work or before bed, take note. Her phone habits also change. She starts deleting messages and emails more frequently, making sure there's no trace of her conversations. She no longer leaves her phone on the table or face up like she used to. You might notice her turning off notifications or setting her phone to silent when she's with you. In the bedroom, you might notice something different. She suddenly introduces new and unfamiliar moves or modifies the ones she used to enjoy, possibly learning them from someone else. If she starts experimenting with new things but avoids giving you an explanation when you ask where she learned them, that could be a sign. Another subtle sign is her newfound interest in specific music genres, foods, or cultural preferences that were never part of her personality before, likely influenced by her secret lover. She might suddenly become obsessed with a particular type of music, a certain kind of restaurant, or a new hobby that she never cared for in the past. If you ask her about it, she might brush it off or say she's just trying something new. She begins to display an unusual knowledge of men, casually discussing things like men's hairstyling, body structure, or grooming habits, topics she never cared about in the past. She might comment on how certain men look, their workout routines, or their clothing choices in ways that seem out of character. If she rarely shaved before but now maintains perfectly smooth and neat armpits, it could be because she's putting in extra effort for someone new. She starts buying new lingerie, yet she doesn't wear it for you. She becomes erratic in picking up calls, ignoring yours at times, or offering weak excuses for why she couldn't answer. She starts disappearing for long hours, making herself untraceable, only to return home late at night with vague explanations. She repeatedly blames work, even on weekends or holidays, despite no previous history of such demands. She increasingly goes on night outings or trips with her girlfriends, keeping you completely out of her weekend plans. Even when she's home, she seems disconnected, sometimes laughing to herself or appearing completely lost in thought, as if she's mentally elsewhere. You notice she doesn't call you as often when you're away. In the past, she'd check in regularly, but now, you could be gone for days, and she barely acknowledges your absence. When you finally reconnect, she's indifferent, as if your presence no longer excites her. She starts distancing herself from your family, pulling away from gatherings or making excuses to avoid spending time with them. It's almost as if she's slowly preparing for a clean break. And then one day, you realize, she's already gone.